I don't want to make this an R-rated show. But yeah, it fills up with semen.
Is perfectly acceptable.
Right. I was going to call it my spunk, but that's okay.
Your essence.
My essence, that's right. My seed.
Your seed. Spill your seed.
Right, and it fills up with that, and then when you squeeze it, it just shoots.
That's not the way it works.
It is.
No, it doesn't sit there in the tube ready to go. It comes from your ball.
No, dude, haven't you ever used a squirt gun? You have to do the pump a bunch, and then that creates the pressure, and then you're able to shoot it.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Oh my god. Are you serious? You didn't know about this?
It's stimulation.
No.
It's not pressure.
No. The pressure is what makes it feel nice.
What are you... You're talking like it's some sort of...
It's like a donut filled with cream cheese. And if you squeeze it hard enough, it'll just...
It's not just...
Then why don't really fat people who have more blood have giant dicks?
It's...
Yeah.
You hurt my body here. It doesn't have to do with the amount of blood.
I thought you said that's what it was filled with.
If
I put a lot of water in a balloon, does the balloon not get bigger?
But there's different factors. I mean, you could have like people, myself included, people who smoke, people who drink a lot. That's why you get the whiskey dick. It's because when you drink, it makes it so your blood your heart can pump less blood.
Right.
So that affects performance. It's the same thing with smoking. So that has an effect, but it's not just you fat person. You got more blood means your dick's gonna be bigger.
Well,
there's a certain size that it can expand to based on it's like a balloon.
Right.
Some people have big balloons. Some people have small balloons.
Why don't you just give yourself a balloon injection?
Okay, you can't just put more water in the balloon. It's gonna pop.
It's not.
It's gonna pop.
Have you ever felt like your balloon was gonna pop?
Mine?
Yes, from the blood in it.
No, but it's.
So there's space.
But it can't physically.
Why don't we have
more?
dick transfusions? That's what I'm asking.
What?
Why don't you just have a dick transfusion then?
What are you talking about?
You just put an IV in there, get the blood going, job's done. Bigger dick. No human growth hormone,
the blood just fills up to what the body part can do.
No. We're saying it's not at its maximum. I've never felt like it was going to explode.
Because it can't.
Well, there you go. You just put the ring around the base.
No, it can if you artificially pump more in.
Yeah, there you go.
But why would you want to do that?
So that you got a bigger wang.
But it won't work that way.
It totally will.
The skin can only stretch so much.
Have you ever seen that not work?
The not?
Have you ever seen it not work? Have you ever seen a guy give himself an injection in the dick and it didn't work to make him grow a bigger?
I've never seen anyone inject themselves in the dick.
Prove me wrong, I say to you.
This is not a prove me wrong.
This is a
you
science.
You have to prove yourself right, okay? the onus is on you.
I still haven't watched those.
I felt it when I touched it. What is on there anyway?
It's like some food stuff that I was eating, and I just my sunglasses were on my forehead, and when I leaned down to eat, it fell into there.
Dick cheese.
Yeah, no. It's like probably macaroni and cheese, actually. Yeah, I think so.
It's just a great sheet.
I'm surprised that you don't like the dwarves in Warhammer Total War, though. Because you look like a dwarf. You're Scottish. You know.
I look like a dwarf.
You've got a big red beard.
Yes, but I'm too tall.
You've got a pointy nose.
I'm not fat enough. I may be fat, but I'm not that fat.
Well, I mean, and you're not nearly as tough. But you know, I mean, dwarves don't really exist, but I imagine you're kind of what a real human dwarf looks like.
No, that would be a dwarf person.
No, dwarf people don't look like dwarves. Dwarf people look like mutants. Oh god, that's horrible. I don't know, I like dwarves. I guess. I like Tyrion.
Well, I like Tyrion too.
Well, in this season, I watched all the way up. I saw Hodor get his name. I did not cry. As he spasmed, I laughed.
I cried a little bit.
No, dude, Bran fucked him.
He did.
Bran really fucked his friend.
It wasn't... I had problems with that scene.
What do you mean?
It was just, like...
It felt very rough.
Bran goes into... it was always... This season's been very... on pedal to the metal there. Zipping by.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense when Bran goes into the past or whatever without the three-eyed raven.
Right.
And then it gets touched by the Night King.
Yeah.
And then
who's
Three-Eyed
apparently now a
Raven-
thing. I didn't hear them ever call it the Night King before this season, did they? Or was he just?
It might have been mentioned. I can't remember.
I didn't hear it.
But so, and then Bran comes back, and Three-Eyed Raven's like, he touched you. He's like, no, I don't think, no, he touched you. He's gonna come for you. And then a couple scenes later, the Night King and his army shows up, and they're still there. And then the Three-Eyed Raven is just sitting there asleep.
Yeah.
Why haven't they left? Why haven't they gotten the fuck out of there?
I don't know.
They're just sitting around waiting for him, and
they were in the past looking at stuff again.
Yeah.
He's like, he's coming for you. You must become me. Am I ready? No. Okay. What should we do about it? Let's go watch your father.
Yeah,
like, just take a dump.
That scene, it didn't. I mean, what's the significance of
watching the past?
Of watching his father go off to the Vale to be a ward of whatever the hell his name is, John Aaron.
Yeah.
What's significant if he's just don't get into fights, but if you do, win. I mean, what does that mean? He lost, got his head chopped off. Didn't make any sense. And then just Bran could have woken up and taken Hodor and gotten out of there when they still had time, but no, he's sitting there just staring around and listen to your friend. And then by then it's too late. They're already all over the place, and then this Summer gets butchered for some stupid reason. It's just But the Hodor thing I did like.
I don't know why. I mean, I didn't really feel like... I thought it was just cool that Hodor was a dumb guy, but he was just really important to the plot. I would have liked that better than, like, he had some mystical
not dumb.
bullshit. No.
Maybe he was a normal kid.
No, that's what I'm saying, but, you know, originally he kind of seemed pretty derpy.
Well, everybody thinks he's... that he's knocked over the head or something. He's dumb. You can still understand people realize, Hodor.
Yeah.
But he's not dumb. He's just been, like,
that's
traumatized.
Right, no, I would have liked it if it was just like he was born with this crazy speech impediment or something was wrong with his brain. You know, he was just a special guy, but special people can still be very important to the plot, you know? So he was a very good...
Took it more as a, like his whole life's purpose was...
Yeah, but that's fucked up.
It's not fucked up. It's
When he got into that cave, he must have been shitting his pants. Like, the moment he gets in
But
there...
he didn't know. It's this weird paradox of... I don't know, it's like the kid got transformed into Hodor's body in the future.
Yeah.
But then he dies, and there's just
Well,
like
we don't
this
know that
empty
he's dead.
shell left.
We
I
don't know that he's dead.
Oh, he's dead.
I mean, we saw him get an axe to the
He's
stomach.
probably he's a big
White
Walker.
Walker, yeah.
Or a big white.
Bigger white. And then there's going to be, like, a giant white. Because they did kill one of the giants at the wall. So he's going to show up.
But did they burn him?
Probably,
I
actually.
think they do.
Yeah.
You don't, that's one thing you don't want to be undead.
Yeah, weren't there 100,000, like, whatever they were called that attacked the wall?
The wildlings?
Wildlings?
The numbers in the show are weird. They keep
Skewing them all over the
flipping
place.
all over the place. And I don't know how, like, the Night's Watch is like 20 people now. I mean...
Yeah. No, there's like six
mean,
dudes
it's
sitting in
such-
chairs together.
And it just, I don't know, I didn't,
Yeah.
it's weird. And,
Well, what was the number in the book? Weren't there like 100 or 500 at the Night's Watch, but only 300 of them left to go
I can't remember, it was
beyond
like
the wall?
500 something, but I don't know if it's including the Shadow Tower
I don't think it was.
and
And the other one.
Grey Watch by the Sea, or whatever it's called.
Yeah. I don't think it was, but they lost most of their strength.
Well, they went like 300 or something went up north.
Yeah, and like 50 came back.
50 came back or something.
So they lost roughly half their dudes. So 250, let's say another 150 die at the wall when the wildlings attacked. You know.
I don't know.
And there could still be them, but, you know, Jon Snow's back from the dead. That's new. You know, he's Zombie John. They haven't showed him without his shirt off. Yeah. Well, they haven't shown him without... Huh? No. They showed him when he still had the stab wounds, but they were still there.
They're still there. They're still there.
So he just goes to sleep, and, like, you know, he just has gaping wounds.
I don't know how it works exactly, but, like, what's his face?
Because those things did not just, like, heal over.
Beric Dondarrion, it didn't heal over. He had the big scars on his neck. He had an eye that
Well,
was
he had
gone.
scars, but they weren't open wounds. you know.
Well, John's didn't look open. All these little flashes on him.
No, those are stab wounds, buddy.
Same thing.
They probably like punctured his pancreas, his lungs, his heart.
I don't know how it works, but yeah,
right?
It's just all sealed back together.
Gotcha. So John is basically a perpetual now, right? No matter what happens, he's coming back.
Well, he's a chosen one.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of lame that he just gave up the Night's Watch like immediately after he got rezzed from the dead to lead them. It's like, we brought you back to lead us, and he's like, fuck you!
I'd be the same way.
Well, yeah.
Motherfuckers killed me.
But, I mean, like, they kind of are underestimating the whole white thing. Like, all of the Night's Watchmen know that the demons are coming, right? But they continually, like, just worry about other things. I would make that, like, my number, like, oh, we need to recapture Winterfell. Bitch, there's zombies! All over the place. Lots of them. I saw them come back from the dead, man.
Yeah, you think they'd be sending every messenger south if they
right.
could, and like, please help us!
There's a bunch of shit.
Undead people knocking on the door. You guys are still fighting your little petty wars.
Right, no, we're all gonna die. All of us. I'm surprised that they didn't try and capture one of them and like send them down south. Whenever I put myself in the Game of Thrones universe, that's a character I always return to as like the Night Watchman. That's like, let's just capture one of these fuckers and send them down to the king and just see what he thinks. Like, he's 12 years old, right? Just be like, hey, that's a zombie. You know?
They did it in the books.
Yeah.
I can't remember if they do it in the movie show, but in the book they like have a White Walker, a white arm.
Exactly, and it still
that they send south, but it
doesn't
decomposes and rots away before they get to King's Landing. So the guy comes down there and says, "Oh, I had a hand. Well, where is it? Man, it rotted away." Oh, yeah, right. Yeah.
No, I mean, I would just send somebody off to recruit too, like crazy. Like, send us the armies, or just give us all the poor people. Like, the people that you can't feed, just send them this way. Because, my God, we'll make something happen. You'll just have the peasant armies defend against the zombie hordes.
Yeah.
You know, just give us all of them. I don't care if this guy, you know, isn't the worst criminal. All he did was, like, not pay his taxes for a week. Fucking send him to the Night's Watch. Get his ass up here. You know, Grandpa, who accidentally dropped a brick on the king's nephew's grandson's elder daughter's slut wife, you know, put him in chains and send him to the Night's Watch. That would be awesome.
One way to do it.
Let's just have like a conga line of slaves off to fight the zombies. The other thing is that Daenerys needs to get her ass in gear. Like, she just does not do shit for, like, I feel like she hasn't done shit for a really long time.
Yeah, I was reading an article about how they were saying that Daenerys is like the same story over and over again. She gets into a situation where she seems like she's out of her league, and then she shows that she's not out of her league, and everybody falls on her knees and praises her, and she gives the same fucking speech.
Yeah. And
people stand up and cheer, and she does. It's happened like 5 times.
Yeah.
And she's still in the same place.
Fuck off. Which I guess that's kind of like real life, though. You know? It's like, you know, we've all done things, and we've all gotten our degrees and our certificates and
I've been
shit.
doing the same thing for 7 years.
Right, the majority of us just stick around for a really long time. You know?
Well, I know what's going to happen.
What's going to happen?
I mean, I don't know, but I know.
What do you know?
Well,
she's going to show up and kill the White Walkers?
Her fleet's destroyed.
Right. The Iron Hand's coming.
The Iron Fleet's going to come because in the previous episode,
well, it happened in the
said,
book, too.
Yeah.
But
it hadn't happened yet, but it's happening.
Yeah,
and it's not Euron, it's what's his face?
The other brother.
The other brother.
Yeah, the one who likes the black lady. But he like cut out her tongue or something.
Yeah, he's got one of his wives there. He's like his 4th wife. He keeps killing them all.
Yeah. And then he killed the priest too.
He didn't kill the priest.
Yeah, didn't he? I thought he threw him overboard or something.
He was going to.
Alright.
But he had a maester on board who was supposed to treat his arm, but the maester was just using it and it was getting worse.
Right.
And the priest went in there, and some blood magic thing happened. The guy comes out, his arm was like black and red and like stronger or something, and
what demon
converted
arm?
to the red.
The red thing.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, the red people's god is real.
It's the only real one.
Yeah, he does shit like all the time. Like there's no refuting that something is going on there.
Yeah.
Like all the other guys just seem basically useless.
People back to life. The priestesses seem to know shit that they shouldn't be able to. One of the scenes I really liked, I think the last episode. No, not the last episode. One before that, I think.
Varys was talking to the lady.
Varys and the Red Priestess. Because Varys is one of my favorite characters. Probably top 2.
Yeah.
And it was like one of the few times where you see him talk for himself. Normally he's, you don't he's bullshitting and he just blah, blah, blah. This one, it seems this was personal.
Right.
Because he hates sorcery, he hates magic, and he's, why should I trust you when Stannis, who was, also supposed to be the chosen one, he killed off, and then she talks to him about the night when he had his manhood cut off and thrown in the fire. You heard a voice, didn't you not? Shall I tell you what the voice said? Shall I tell you what spoke?
Yeah.
And he's like, the first time you see Varys like physically chilled.
Yeah.
It was a good scene.
But I think Varys is a sorcerer. I think
He's a sorcerer? I saw this video talking about the theories for him, and it was pretty convincing.
Which was?
It's really in depth because it's all the book stuff.
Go!
It's just that he is a Black Friar. I don't know who those people are.
A Black Friar?
What is it? Blackfire.
Blackfire.
I think that's what they're called.
Which is
the Blackfire rebellions.
Uh-huh.
And the Golden Company are exiles from Westeros. They're Blackfire descendants.
Okay.
Blackfire was a bastard line that was created from the Targaryens.
I see.
It's complicated. It's too much. I mean, it was like a 30-minute video explaining it all, and using book quotes and all that stuff. And it was just basically that Varys is either Blackfire or maybe Illyrio Mopentis. I don't remember him.
Mm-hmm.
He's a fat merchant from Pentos. It's Varys' buddy.
Right. They're brothers?
There's well, they're friends, but there's evidence in the book that maybe Illyrio's wife was a Blackfire. Because the Blackfire line is supposed to have only continued on the female side. And blah, blah, blah. It's super complicated, but because it talks about how, like, Varys, he talks about, I want peace, I want the realm to be secure and stuff. But then the guy in the video points out that there's several times when he could have had peace. Uh-huh. He could have supported Robert better. Uh-huh. Yeah, but he knew the Lannister stuff going on. He could have supported Ned better. He could have supported Tommen better, who's a decent guy. He's naive or something.
Yeah, he's just a kid. Yeah.
Yeah, there's several chances to have peace, but it seems like he wants Aemon Targaryen, who's, I don't really think is a Targaryen.
He was.
But you don't remember when Daenerys was in the House of the Undying, she sees all these rooms with like prophecies and stuff.
Right.
And one of the things is, or no, what was the lady with the mask that talks to Daenerys? She says, "Beware the Mummer's dragon." And Varys worked with, when he was a kid, was part of Mummers, the actors in the Free Cities, and he supports Aegon Targaryen.
Right, the young guy.
The young guy with the Golden Company.
Yeah.
He wants him to rule because he's been raised to rule. He doesn't view it as his right,
right,
He's fished for himself, he's taking care of himself, he knows how to do all stuff.
Right. He's a Renaissance man.
So it's with the prophecy thing, and it makes you think that Aegon's really not a Targaryen. He's a Blackfire. He's the Mummer's dragon, a fake dragon.
I see.
And it's just, I don't know how George R. R. Martin does it. All this weaving and just.
I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen with those two, though. I thought originally they might get married again. And I was like, ooh. And who's going to be the 3 dragon riders? Like, Daenerys has got Drogon, right? Like, that's hers. But who's going to take the other 2? I was so rooting for Tyrion to have a dragon. You can do it, little boy. Ah!
I don't know. That'd be
hilarious.
Yeah.
But yeah, like she rides in with Tyrion, and somehow the mountain comes back. I mean, they can res him now that they can res characters. You know.
Yeah, I definitely think there's got to be some sort of Jon Snow Daenerys thing.
Well, Jon Snow's her half brother, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if he's ever going to figure that one out, though. Because who's going to tell him?
Maybe Bran.
Bran could know. He could know,
He's
but...
going to be the 3-eyed raven. There's so many weird, interesting things.
What does the 3-eyed raven even do?
Don't know for sure, but the 3-eyed raven is a Targaryen descendant.
He is?
Yeah.
How'd you figure that one out?
It's in the books, but was a bastard of some Targaryen. But he supported the Targaryens.
Yeah. I think I know who you're talking about. He used to be a drunk and all that. Yeah. He could always see visions, though.
In the book, he reveals himself to Bran, who he was. He used to be, and he supported the Targaryen. So, and with especially with the show, I don't remember the last episode when, beginning, Bran has like these little flashbacks.
Mm-hmm. Burn everything, all that.
Burn them all!
Yeah.
Which I thought were really interesting. It's hard to tell. I had to go to an article, and they had still frames of each shot.
Right.
To explain it better. But it's an interesting theory because when you have the Tower of Joy scene, when the 2 Kingsguard are facing off against Ned and everything, and then Bran says, "Father," and when he's sorry,
it's okay.
And he says it, but then the camera shows the 3-eyed raven. He's got this really sad, weird face going on.
Yeah, but he's always got a weird face.
But then later on he claims, the past is written, the ink is dry, you can't change anything. But
Bran does.
Well, the theory is, I thought this was crazy, that the 3-eyed raven, since he is Targaryen, used the past to talk to the Mad King. The Mad King could hear things, but he didn't know what it was. The 3-eyed raven talked to him. Maybe that the whole burn them all thing is him trying to talk about the White Walkers and using wildfire against the White Walkers kind of thing.
So he fucked up everything.
Maybe, and that's why he doesn't want Bran to know that he can change the past.
Right. But he might fuck it up even more.
Yeah, so it's an interesting theory.
Right. So he may have just been a regular, poor old Aemon may have been a regular normal dude.
Because he was normal at the beginning.
Yeah, when he was a kid, he was a normal kid.
Even when he was first king.
Yeah.
He was decent fine, but then he started becoming that.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it's just interesting.
That would be really cool, though.
Yeah.
I'd like it if these guys were kind of the hand of fate in a way. Because Bran needed what's-his-face, Hodor, to hold the door. So he mentally crippled a young boy so that he was forced to hold the door for him and give his life. So maybe he'll discover that he has the power of the god. That would be really shitty, though, if in the end he just, walks up to young Ned and he just gives him, a book of, all this shit. And he's... Oh! And
do
credits.
Not become Hand of the King. I repeat, do not become Hand of the King.
No, it's just literally he hands him the Game of Thrones book. And then end credits and starts to roll.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck? He grabs him. Ned, we have to go back to the future. That'd be so shit.
But it's your kids, Ned. Something's got to be done about your kids.
It would be hilarious. And then in the end, all the credits, the way that they've shaped them are like George R. R. Martin's face, different trolls. Ah!
gonna be
fucked with you
riots
guys
in
for
the streets.
7 years. How long has he been writing these damn books? Be awesome if he
like 91 or something.
Yeah, he should have photos of him writing the last manuscript in 1991 called like The Book That Fucks With Everyone. That's the end of it. Or like the A-Team. Like Bran goes into the future and grabs the A-Team. Come on, Hannibal! We gotta take care of this! Oh, wow.
I now know what it's like. I remember I started reading the books just as Dance came out. So 5 years ago.
You started reading it when A Dance of Dragons came out?
Yeah.
Wow, I started reading them way before you.
I didn't read it. I mean,
You didn't read much?
no, I read all the time, but never even heard of them before. And then my brother tried to convince me to watch, and I started watching the first couple episodes, and then a friend of mine convinced me to watch, and that was, they had just 2 seasons out.
Yeah.
And after watching the 2 seasons, I'm going to read this book. And I just burned through all of them, and then Dance came out right then.
Right.
And, so I understand that people, because it took
that's
5 years between Feast of Crows and Dance.
Yeah.
Now we're 5 years since Dance. What the hell take him?
Well,
He's been distracted by the show. That's a big thing.
yeah. But now you know why my memory is so fucked up. Because I started reading them when I was like 12. So the show didn't come out until we were like 18-ish. And, you know, I was already pretty much done with it. So that's why I really like the show, because it's like a refresher, but it still kind of fucks with you, because it's like looking at 2 pictures, but one's very slightly different, but there's a gap of 5 years in between it. And they're like, is this the same picture? And they're like, yes, officer. And they're like, you're going to jail! What? You see here? There's a fly on the window. You done fucked up, kid. We're taking your knees. What? You didn't break your knees. Right at the investigation table. Crawl on your hands, you filthy animal.
Get down on your knees and tell me you love me.
What a horrible police state we live in.
Yeah, the first season was pretty
Yeah, who do you think's
going
to end up on the Iron Throne, though, at the end of this season? Because this is the last season, right? No? I thought
there's got to be one more.
Oh, I thought this was the last season.
I thought they were going to do 7 with the 7 books.
Yeah.
But this is season 6.
Oh. I could have sworn this was...
There's no way they could finish out. They only have like 4
more episodes. Yeah.
There's no way. Daenerys hasn't even gotten there.
Alright. Well, maybe that's what the next 3 episodes are. She gets there, fucks everybody. Last episode, she kills all the White Walkers.
I saw some article where the actress said that these next few episodes are big for her.
Oh, that's good.
So I assume they have to be.
Well, she's going to get married to the Ironborn. She's going to start sailing across the sea.
But hey, a lot of time is going to have to go by in these episodes if she's ever going to...
Yeah,
the fleet has to be constructed, and they lost half the fleet anyways.
Right. So you're going to have to build a shit ton of boats, so that's going to take us several months. Then she's going to have to go all the way to the Rodden side of the world, then all the way back. You know, she's looking at like a 2-year thing before she shows up, you know? I think that's the problem with Daenerys' story, is that once you hit that transit point, you know, she's basically out of the books for a while. It's like, she sat on a boat. She noticed that there were fish in the sea.
Well, you did that.
There were more. She had a really decent...
He skips in the books like that. It doesn't... don't need to fill everything in.
When does he skip like that? When does he skip like 6 months? Oh, well, you just can't skip 6 months at this point because everybody else's story is so ramped up. It's like what? Do Jaime and Cersei just sit on their asses for 6 months and let like the crazy religious state develop? Do the White Walkers just put thumbs up their butts?
What's his face? I can't remember his name. Is it Valerian? Is it? No, that's one of the dragons. I can't remember. One of the brothers, the Ironborn brothers.
Yeah, when he's going
across the sea. There's a scene where he's ordered to take the fleet over, and the next thing you know, he's in the Slaver's Bay Sea. Right. So it's a big skip. He mentions things that happen,
right?
Like, oh, we had to...
But he's not very important. You know, if Daenerys was just like, you know, chapter 6 and it's 2 pages.
But I'm sure it even does stuff like that. They can't... It's not a day-by-day account. It's got to move between events.
The most interesting point. You know, if this isn't the character's most interesting point,
I think that could be done. I mean, you could get on the ships and maybe have a part of it, or I don't know, we're talking show now, I guess. You could have, you know, her stopping off at some place and something happens, and then the next thing you know, poof, they're in the Stormlands or something.
Right, it's been 6 months. Hey guys!
It doesn't have to be.
Yeah, the White Walkers are going to have to show down with the Night's Watch then. So that'd be like the mid-season finale. Is that like the Night's Watch?
I think what's going to happen...
Like fighting the White Walkers, and then the end of the season, you know, the Night's Watch are almost all fucked up, right?
I think,
and then they see the dragon fly over, and they're like,
oh!
No?
I'm telling you, there's a whole other season they got to do.
No, dude, I want the dragons to kill all the White Walkers.
That's probably going to happen, but... what was I thinking?
Something about that?
You know, I think this season the wall's going to come down.
Yeah? You think the White Walkers are going to storm through the wall?
At the end of the season.
How?
There's some theory I read about people thinking that because Bran's been touched and they were able to get into the cave before they couldn't, but since he touched him and he goes under the wall, then the same magic that was keeping him, because the magic keeps them out from going
close to
through the wall. Yeah. And the same thing for, it's in even in the books, Cold Hands, Benjen Stark.
Right. Which
he can't come underneath
now.
the wall.
Yeah.
And he can't go inside the cave because he's kind of part.
He's half undead.
Yeah, he's half undead. So.
Yeah, it was weird that they just revealed that, because Cold Hands was never told to be Benjen Stark.
No, not in the books. I thought he was.
Yeah, I mean, I thought he was either Benjen or he was just like an ancient, you know? I thought he might have been one of the first kings or something. But.
I was thinking they had in the show, in the book he rides like a big elk or something.
Yeah.
In the show he's a horse. I was like, we couldn't have an elk. It'd have to be CGI and we look terrible.
Yeah.
So.
No, horse makes sense. And also his little stupid flame mace was kind of shitty. But whatever. You know, he just hits the White Walker and it explodes in fire. I'm like,
man,
dude, what? The White Walkers like just coat themselves in oil just in case.
I don't think a white army would be that difficult to handle.
No.
You just get some of the armies from the real armies, not the White Walk. I mean, the White Watch, the Black Night's Watch, and the Wildlings. They get those scrubs, get the real army together with flaming arrows and fortifications. I wouldn't be concerned about it.
Well, I think it's more of the fear factor. Because those guys are not like disciplined or educated enough to kind of hold it together. You know, there might be like 400 knights that really hold it together well, but the 2,000 peasants are like, fuck the zombies. I'm getting out of here. So the moment they get in melee range.
Hold the line.
Well, I mean, how do you convince, you know, highly religious, superstitious people that...
Well, fortifications is a big deal.
Yeah, no, I mean, it would help quite a bit, but still, like... If I couldn't even do basic math and fucking zombies are coming at me, I'm out. Sorry, homie. You know, I've got like a pitchfork and a leather cap, and that's a legion of the undead that can use ice magic. And they can ride giant spiders and shit.
Trained or told how to fight them.
Right.
You can have...
Because we all know that in Game of Thrones, people are very good at communicating.
Well, in dire straits, maybe. It has to be a combination of... They could use wildfire.
That's true.
That would be really useful.
Mm-hmm.
Dragons.
Yeah.
Flaming arrows.
That's how Daenerys is going to secure the throne, though. Because, like, the the White Walkers should probably get through and start fucking everything up. And she's going to meet up with Jon, and he's going to be, like, the leader of, like, the army against the White Walkers, right? And he's going to be like, oh, you know, you're the turning point in this battle. They fucked up the north. They've gone into the Riverlands, all that. She's going to be okay, and she pushes them all back and beats them. And then everybody's like, she deserves to be queen, type thing.
Yeah, I was wondering about when the White Walkers get through the wall, which they have to.
Yeah. Well, I don't think they
have to. They have to.
It's
not going to be make it a real threat.
Yeah. Okay.
And you think they'd have to get down to the south for the Southerners to take it seriously. Right. But what the hell is going to happen to the north?
It's just dead. Just Stop caring about it. I stopped caring about it years ago.
I can't. The North remembers.
No, the North is like the raped baby. It is done.
It has been raked over the coals.
Yeah.
It's like a whore and a Dothraki Kalasar. Just pass it on to the next one, and then when we're done, we'll give you to the horses.
Right. And then when they're done,
They've
we kill
been
you.
totally wrecked.
Yeah.
I mean, they send their army south, and they get butchered by their own men. They have to fight several battles with the Lannisters, lose a bunch of men there. Then they get slaughtered by their own people at the Red Wedding.
Yeah.
Then, in the meantime, the Ironborn have been going up there and fucking things up. And then they come back, and you can have more fighting with the Boltons and all this stuff. It's just, there's no people left. There's nobody left. How can there be anybody? How do people have armies anymore?
Yeah.
Say, I got 3,000 men. Where did you find these people? I thought it'd be like 20 guys.
Just go to the caves where they produce Northmen. Oh, I'll take an order of 100.
Yeah, they're orcs. So just get them out of the ground.
I'm surprised that there aren't more fantasy races, though.
Like the show?
Yeah. Because we've got some sorcery, we've got zombies and stuff. I'm surprised that and we've got like the weird children of the forest, which are like the elves. You know?
Yeah, but there's not many of them left.
They're all dead now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also,
don't know about that.
Were they all women?
Seems to be.
Yeah. And they tried to create the White Walkers to be a super weapon to fuck up
to fight humans.
Humans?
But then it got out of control, so they
But the humans still won.
They helped the humans build the wall to keep the White Walkers out.
The Children of the Forest did?
Yeah.
So it's their magic that keeps...
Same magic that made it so that the White Walkers couldn't get into the cave where the Wirewood Tree was, where Three-Eyed Raven was. It's probably the same magic that protects the wall.
Right? The humans just didn't have magic?
Humans don't have magic.
It seems like they do. Yeah, there's some sorcerers and shit laying around the place.
Yeah, that's more like a religious thing. I don't know. I mean, there's something going on with Qyburn.
Yeah.
Because he was able to reanimate the mountain. But that seemed to me like a scientific thing. Yeah, because he's got all his little lab in there. Yeah. So that seems more science.
Though I do like that we have a Frankenstein's monster. You know? Because the mountain's got like crazy yellow eyes now and his skin's all blue and shit. Go kill.
That one scene when Cersei wants to go to the keep to go for her daughter's funeral.
Yeah.
And then it's like 15 Lannister guards. He's like, I'm sorry, but you can't go. And the mountain grabs his sword and they all recoil.
Oh shit! The dead walk!
A lot more than 15. Take 40, half his crossbows.
Right.
That should do it.
The other half with poker sticks just to try and, the dog loops that they use to try and get mutts. Just try and chain them, man! Shoot them full of arrows! Yeah, it's like a giant from Total War Warhammer. And you're right, those things are totally OP. I've been playing a lot of custom battles, and I played a siege battle where I put 4 orc armies versus 2 Bretonnian and 2 Empire armies, and there was just too many giants. Like, we just had no way of killing that many giants. There was like 2 to 4 giants per army. It's just like, fuck you. Yeah, like they literally just stood in the center, and I'd pull my men back and shoot them with the handguns, but then the things would start ticking down. So it's like, you must put guys in the square in the next 90 seconds or you lose. So you feed like 4 guys in, the giants just step on them. Your handgunners are still pinging away. Oh, you've only got 80 seconds now. I'm like, fuck!
Yeah.
How?
I've only seen a couple videos, but it wasn't like a bunch of giants. It was like 2.
No, there's a great video by THE Productions where
he puts... Is that the one, just giants?
Just giants.
Yeah.
40 giants.
He's got the Empire staggered different lines with all the artillery. They don't take out a single one.
Nope. It's just
I saw that one. But I have seen where there's been like 2 giants or something, and they get like infantry around its legs to keep them occupied. Then they got the guys with the blast charges, and they got the torpedo guys, and they just hammer away, and eventually he goes down.
That's still like crazy.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the rest of the army's getting destroyed.
Yeah. Half your army to fight one guy. Yeah. I felt like the Empire needed more men in their roster to kind of make up for it. Because there's a fuck ton of humans in the Empire. Like a lot of them. So having the same number... Huh?
Bigger unit size?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Having 100
Wouldn't then the greenskins need even more people?
No, because greenskins, like, they never are unified. Like, never ever.
No, but that... If somebody has a faction, that faction will be unified of greenskin.
Not even.
Yeah,
no, the greenskins
are
always
green are supposed to be the most
other.
populous of everybody.
The greenskin and the beastmen are. The greenskins, the beastmen, and the humans always fight to be the most populous. But greenskins kill greenskins much more commonly than anybody else. Like, I thought that the greenskin armies would be huge, but always suffering from attrition. So you need to go back to somewhere where there's more greenskins. So the way that I thought the greenskin armies would work is that you're constantly suffering attrition, but when you raise a new army, it'd be huge. So you get like 260 orcs per unit. And then they slowly whittle themselves down. You fight this huge battle, you take territory, and then you gotta wait as more and more orcs grow again in like just one city. You know, as orcs come in from all these other places, and then you go out and you fight again. But anytime your army's in the field, they're just like constantly killing each other. That's how I thought it was gonna work. But now they just suffer attrition when they don't fight enough. But when you fight battles, your guys lose men anyways. So it's kind of the same, but they have small unit sizes, the same as everybody else. I thought the humans would have the largest unit sizes. I thought there'd be like 400 men in a spear wall.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. And also, I thought that, like you said, the provinces would have their own unit types. So the building tree would be much different. So,
yeah, it would be really cool if they had like each province has its own unit types and colors, but the Empire controls everything. So when you have an Empire army, it would be just pageantry of different units with different colors. They have their own strengths and weaknesses.
That's how the Empire fights. Is that like you have Newland pikemen in the front with repeater guns behind them, and then you have their great cannons behind them.
Does the Empire even have any pikemen in this game?
No, but they definitely do in the board game.
That's what I was just thinking.
They have Newland
pike would be really useful.
And Marienburg, they have their own special units. They have their own versions of Doom Divers. But the point is that they fly over, they grab the enemy commander and stab him to death, and they fly back. Yeah, it's crazy. They're called like the Flying Hawks. And they just go in, and they have like blades on their shoes, and they just kick the enemy guy, because normally they're on a horse. Just kick him in the head with their stiletto boots, and then keep flying. Just bullshit like that, And they have a bunch of more artillery pieces, and there's different types of steam tanks, and there's different types of swordsmen and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, it did seem kind of bland.
There's honor guards, and there's different, like the different lords have different rune fangs that do different things. And no, they're going to expand it with DLC.
I know.
They're doing free DLC, it looks like, for factions, and then paid DLC, because we're getting Bretonia for free this month. Yeah. So we're getting that for free, but it looks like they're going to be doing unit packs.
I just want to try Border Princes.
Border Princes are really fun because they're pike and shot.
Pike and shot.
Yeah, they're pike and shot with extremely Renaissance style.
Form a square, you get the...
Basically, yeah. Well, they like I said, they like pike and shot, extremely Renaissance style cavalry. So really light riding with pistols and things like that, and then super heavy cav. To the point of which I'm slow, but super heavy cavalry, and then a huge reliance on artillery batteries.
Sounds like me.
Yeah, and they're like one of those places that when they fight, they should always be entrenched. Like even if you're fighting an aggressive battle, you should be able to use deployables because that's like what they're best at. Because they don't have a lot of people, so they come as like a fully professional army. If they're getting into a fight, all their men will dig trenches, even if they're the attacking army. That'd be really fun. What are the other humans? You could have the Egyptian kings. Those guys are awesome. They're all undead.
Egyptian kings?
Yeah.
How can they borrow that name?
Well, no, they're called the Nekahidans, but they're basically the Egyptians. They have like giant bone chariots, and they have statues of like Tut and Ra, and all these things that just like crush.
It's terrible.
They're really cool. And the thing with the undead is that they don't take piercing damage, but in Total War they do. But like if a skeleton gets hit by a arrow, the only thing that hurts him is if the arrow breaks parts of his bones. So unless you like shatter his head or his spine, you know, he can still come at you. So you really need something smashing to destroy it, and that's why black powder weapons do damage against them, though those are pretty low. And that's how the undead kind of make up for the fact that they don't have ranged, is that most ranged units don't hit them. Artillery still hurts them quite a bit. You know, a mortar explosion will shatter hundreds of skeletons versus just 20 humans, because their bodies would normally absorb it. But that's how they kind of get close. But I found that if I'm fighting the undead, I just kite like a motherfucker. Just yeah.
I can do that with a few units. I can't do it with an army.
Well, you just use a lot of skirmishing calf. Like, I just take out pretty much the undead pistoliers. Yeah, pistoliers and a solid sword line.
I used to do that a lot in medieval Total War 2.
Yeah.
If I was the eastern faction facing some heavy western faction, it's just run away, run away, run away.
Yeah.
Just destroy entire armies with losing like 50 men.
Yeah.
Felt terrible, but
well, you do what works, right? You're there to save your own people's lives. Kill, man, burn. Yeah, I was really disappointed with Chaos too, because Chaos is like one of the most diverse factions in the entire game, which is why I like them so much. And then Chaos Undivided is just like the Empire. You know how the Empire has all its provinces? Chaos doesn't just have the 4 major gods. There's dozens of gods, you know. If Kislev all believes in the Bear God, the Bear God's going to show up and fight with Chaos. So, you know, you'll have like, there's
why would the Bear God fight for them instead
because
of
he's an evil god. You know, if he's a dark god and
so Kislev are bad people?
No. Let's say that, well, we know how we have Jesus and we have Satan, right?
Yeah.
Satan would fight for Chaos. So if they have the Ice Queen, who's like their ruler and who they worship, and then they have the Bear God, and he's like the bad guy, the Bear God's going to show up with Chaos, and he's going to have werebear people.
So
and that is actually a thing. There is a tribe, the Baesonglings that you find in the game are actually weremen, and they all can turn into bears. And they're super OP in the tabletop. Because like you'll be fighting them, and you're like, oh, it's just a couple of marauders. And then you just have like all these giant bears in the middle of your swordsman. You're like, what the fuck? There's bears everywhere. It's pretty cool. But, you know, if...
So all the gods in Total War Warhammer are real?
Yes, and they're all technically part of Chaos.
All of them? Even
all of them.
Sigmar?
Even Sigmar is technically now a piece of Chaos.
So Sigmar is not going to help the Empire?
No, he does. But Chaos is Chaos, as in, it's the realm of human emotion. So, if I believe... Let me just run a hypothetical. If I believe that there's a little person that comes out at night and he's the reason why dust shows up, because he just sprinkles dust all around, right? And I spread that myth, and like 20 people believe it, he then exists within the warp. He's very, very weak, but he now goes around...
It's just belief creates the god?
Belief creates.
That's scary.
Yeah, and that's why that's why the 4...
terrifying!
The 4 primordial gods...
Donald Trump's going to become a god.
Well, the 4 primordial gods are made up of emotion that like we just can't get rid of. So like the worst of the gods, Khorne, is the god of murder, you know, and hatred and stuff like that. And he was many gods that have now just turned into one god because they fought their own wars and stuff, and eventually he became the dominant god of murder and the god of war and the god of hatred. And like Slanesh was the god of pleasure. But, you know, they just humans slowly grew to enjoy more and more nice things, grew more lethargic, started, you know, really craving sex, all these types of things. So he started to become more and more powerful. But they're just natural entities that we feel in our subconscious. Same with Sigmar. Didn't really exist until humans had the ability to become very orderly people.
I thought Sigmar was a man at one point.
He was.
And I was like in the video I saw, talking about all the different like the Empire is kind of religiously tolerant.
Yeah.
He was talking about, and how was it?
Ulrich.
Middenland is like one of the only people that worship the god of war, whoever it is.
It's Ulrich. He's the wolf god, yeah. Which was Sigmar's god.
And he mentioned that Sigmar worshipped him.
Yeah.
Weird.
Sigmar's like Jesus. Ulrich is like old god. But because Sigmar was a man, a lot of people don't like the idea of him being a god.
But isn't he the most popular god in the Empire?
Yeah.
Well, I guess it's better to worship
It's
a
like
man.
Jews and Christians. Yeah, no, because now that they worship him as a god, he's become a god because they believe he's a god. So his soul was just a human soul in the Immaterium when he died, but now was fed all of this power, and now he is a god.
Okay, so it's like chaos, like the gods of chaos. Are they like the most powerful gods or something?
Yeah, they're called the primordial gods, and that's why they're so bad, because they're like the worst of humanity, or the worst of sentient beings, and then the best of the gods. Like there's Age, and she's like the goddess of healing and love. And she's like the elven goddess. And she's the one that really shows up to fight for the elves because that's what they believe is most important, is like healing the world. When the dwarf god shows up, he's the god of revenge. And he's like this giant flaming god with like crazy hair, and he's got 2 shotguns for arms and all this shit. And they're like, fuck everybody! We're short! And just kill everything. And Sigmar is like the god of new order. You know, he's the god of peace and that type of stuff.
Yeah, phone call.
That's okay. You can answer it. Okay.
Yellow.
Yeah.
Hey, how are you? Oh, I'm beat up, but I'm fine. Oh, so that's working out. Yeah, I know. Insane. No, I'm at a friend's house, but you're back in town, I believe, right? Yeah. Alrighty. I mean, I have a car. I mean, I don't own a car, but I have a car. I mean, but you can come if you want to. I mean, I don't know if you wanted to. Alrighty. I mean, I'm fine with anything. Alrighty. Yep, sounds good. Alright.
Is that your brother?
No, it's Kelvin.
Kelvin.
My Marine friend.
Oh, good, good. You finally got out of the military?
What to do?
I don't think so.
Oh. You guys gonna go hang out?
Yeah.
Alright, why don't you guys go get something to eat and we'll close this, alright?
Yeah, we were supposed to meet at 11:30.
At night?
Yeah.
Oh, Christ. You look tired, man.
I am.
What are you guys gonna do?
Go to Ale House and chat,
Uh-huh.
drink. I'll be drinking.
I thought you only had $60 for the week.
Shit. I don't even have that much. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I got like $27.
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
Not drink.
Buy a beer. Buy a beer.
Not worth it.
No.
Not feeling anything.
Alrighty, guys. Well, anyways, this has been a really long, rambling chat with McCutcheon late at night. I don't know what the hell we even talked about, but it was good. It was good. It was nice talking to you guys. McCutcheon, do you want to say anything?
Be safe. Don't touch anyone you're not supposed to.
Okay.
And smoke cigarettes.
order. You know, he's the god of peace and that type. What question do you want to say anything?
Be safe. Don't touch anyone you're not supposed to.
Okay.
And smoke cigarettes.
Right, okay. Because that makes it cool.
It does.
What about drinking?
Drink
Okay.
and smoke cigarettes.
Right. God of peace and that type.
Be safe. Don't touch anyone you're not supposed to.
Okay.
And smoke cigarettes.
Right, okay. Because that makes it cool.
It does.
What about drinking?
Drink, but drink first and then eat.
Okay.
Because if you eat and drink, you're not going to feel it, and you're going to waste your money.
I see.
So drink first on an empty stomach, and then eat.
What about drugs?
Stay away from the hard stuff. Don't do coke. Don't do crack. Don't do meth. Marijuana's fine. LSD's fine.
What? Okay.
Shrooms, ecstasy in moderation.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pills. Don't do pills. They're very addictive.
Alright.
But it's just mainly marijuana. That's fine. You'll be fine. It's better than drinking.
But, okay.
You're not going to beat your wife, and you're not going to get into a car crash.
Alright. So, what about your siblings? How should you treat your family?
Depends on who they are.
Right?
But you don't have to like your family, but you have to love them.
Right. What's the difference?
What's the difference?
What's the difference?
I don't like my sister. I don't really like spending time with her. We clash. It takes about 20 minutes for us to argue about something.
Right.
But if somebody hurt her, I'd cut their throat.
Oh my god, okay.
That's what I mean. I love her, but I don't like her.
I see. Why don't you like her?
Oh, jeez. Because she's too opinionated. She has to inject herself on everything.
Really? So if you're just like playing some Total War Warhammer, she's like, who are those?
No, it's more like if you're having a conversation with somebody. She has to. You can't say what you want to say to the person. If you say something she doesn't like, she'll jump in and get down your throat.
Right. So like we're talking, and so like McCutcheon, I love the YMCA, and you say, I hate the YMCA. She's just going to be like, why don't you like the YMCA?
That's not a really good topic. But, I give you an example. She wanted to look up Korean films on Netflix because it's a pain in the ass to look them up on the Xbox because you gotta move the joystick to each letter. And she wanted to use my keyboard to see what they had. So I let her, and she was scrolling down the Korean movies, and they're just weird names. They're just weird named movies. They're just, Frogman, or, just weird.
Doesn't translate very well.
No, they don't translate very well. And I was laughing. I was giggling. And she looked at me, and she's like bleeding heart liberal. And she looked at me and said, "Oh, you think your culture is better than theirs, is that it? Oh, so you're so cool, yeah." I don't know. She's like, "What the hell are you talking about? I'm laughing at the weird names. I don't think I'm better than Korean people." And she just loses it. She just blows her top. Well, anything. It could be anything.
Right. What about sugar people?
Sugar people? What are the sugar people?
I don't know. It seems like your sister loves them.
Yeah, it's just, it's terrible.
Right? Well, you're lucky you don't have any brothers.
And I do have a brother.
Oh, fuck. Right? What's that like?
My relationship with him is much better.
Oh, that's
It's gotten worse now that he's married.
Right? Why? You don't like his wife?
She's okay, I guess. I don't know.
Takes him away from you?
Takes him away. It's kind of annoying the constant need thing.
What do you mean?
Well, like he came down for a visit. I can't remember where in the hell it was, but it was supposed to coincide with my sister coming, so everybody would be in Naples at the same time.
Nice.
But he came down, and he was supposed to stay for like 7 days or something.
Uh-huh.
But then, like 3 days in, his wife comes down from Atlanta as a surprise.
Right.
But she had to go back. And she was like his ride or something. I don't know what the deal was. So he went from having 7 days to 4.
That's it.
And it's just like, you were gone from him for 3 days and you couldn't handle it?
Uh-huh.
And it's just annoying. She came down and he took him away. And I don't get to see him very often. I was just annoyed. And then when I was up in Atlanta, it's just the constant need, the constant texting. I mean, it's just, we went to Stone Mountain and we were supposed to go to some Ethiopian restaurant for dinner. And we were going to meet her there because the traffic is crazy in Atlanta.
Yeah.
But it was constantly bouncing back and forth whether she wanted to do it or whether she wanted us to pick her up. And it was like 15 phone calls for them to figure it out. I just couldn't take it anymore. I was losing it. And it's just things like that. I don't know.
I'm not really sure what makes it worth it, to be honest.
What, a wife?
Yeah.
I guess you love the person.
Yeah, but that seems like an easy way to hate a person. You know, all of a sudden, now you have to deal with them 24/7. They're calling you 15 times to figure out where to go or how you're going to get there to eat. It's like, okay, I'm suddenly really regretting this decision.
Too late.
Well, no, it's not. That's why everybody gets divorces.
It's too late for them. They're religious types.
Oh. Wow. How old are they?
She's 29 and my brother is 31.
Oh, wow. It's that time. I'm surprised they don't have any bebes. Crazy.
They will. They'll start pumping them out.
Gross.
Machine.
Babies are the worst. They bite you. I don't realize that. Babies bite a lot.
I don't like babies.
You'll pick it up and it'll be all cute and giggly, and then you put it to rest on your shoulder. It'll have like 5 little golem tears. What the fuck? Yeah, just go straight for your jugular.
It's terrifying. Yeah, I don't like babies.
Yeah, dude, it just starts shitting and pissing and trying to kill you. Making crazy
Flying through the air. Oh my god! Honey, turn on the bathwater! We gotta drown this fucker!
Oh god.
You're like, it takes both of you to fight it and drown it in the tub. Oh shit. And then you finally do it. We are not having another one of those. Stick with dogs.
That's when you see dogs first.
I think at that point you have to consider it's the house.
Houses are inanimate objects, buddy. It's not the house.
Could be.
It
Some sort of exorcist thing.
What? That's bullshit.
But we're talking about crazy babies that it takes 2 people to drown.
Happens. Dude, I've seen some crazy mental shit happen with babies.
Put them in the microwave. That's messy cleanup.
Oh god.
Yeah, I don't like babies.
Why don't you like babies?
It's just, ugh. I don't like when people are at my brother's wedding. One of his the wife's sisters, he's got a kid, and we were sitting out there talking, and they tried to hand him to me. He's like, "Oh hey," and I was like, "I have nothing." "Oh, what? I don't like babies. And they're all like, oh, okay.
Store the baby away.
Once they become intelligent, they can make jokes and be funny.
Right.
Okay, that's fine. I mean, I like little kids that are funny.
Yeah, I like little kids too.
But not the babies.
Not the babies.
It's just this little piece of shit that you have to deal with all the time. It can't contribute anything meaningful.
No. Besides, like, you know, passing
Fertilize.
on your gene, you know. That's all the baby is. It's just like a packet of your genetics. You know, it's like the only version of immortality we get. Or like the cyborgs. Huh?
I don't have to worry about that.
Why not?
Everyone's gonna go surrogate mother?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
What?
That means I have to have a kid, a baby.
Yeah. Just give it to the mother for 5 years and take it back. I want it back now!
And then you have to choose the mother.
Yeah.
Find somebody who's attractive.
Right. They don't need to be that attractive.
You want the best possible combination.
Yeah.
I gotta make up for my genes.
Right. So you're looking for like a supermodel baby mama.
Yeah.
Right? I think you should go with a nice Pakistani woman. That's how she gets into the country, is to have your baby.
Yeah.
And you can just like give her to the dogs afterwards. It's like Ramsey and his baby brother.
I'll just swing by a mosque and throw her out and say, "She's a whore!"
Right?
Let her tear her apart.
Savages. You come crawling out with stone axes. Yeah, dude, one of the things that I really liked about the last episode of Game of Thrones, so sorry that we're still talking about this a little bit, but when the White Walkers were just crawling all over that tunnel, that shit was scary as fuck. And I was like, yes, you know? It was like a little vision of hell. It's like termites crawling all over. And that girl that got dragged down was just getting the hell stabbed out of her. Good God, just shivving her in the throat. Just like,
couldn't she, I mean...
Yeah, why didn't you just drop it?
Why shouldn't you just throw it into the ceiling and the ceiling collapse or something?
Yeah,
and
I felt like
block
that
the
would have
tunnel?
been a much smarter. I thought the same thing when she stood there. I was like, you dumb bitch. Like, what is the plan here? You're gonna get an extra 5 that are stabbing you to death? Like, they're not all gonna stop to stab you. Like, throw it, because come on, I mean, you're gonna blow this up on the floor that, you know, is probably the best made of all of the tunnels areas. Just throw it out the roof and run. Yeah.
Guess it's not powerful enough.
Well,
Too weak.
Yeah, it was too weak already. So, what was the point? What was the point of sacrificing yourself if it was too weak? I mean, you're already going to sacrifice Hodor. If 3 people made it out into the wastes, then it's better.
It was a bungled scene, I think.
Yeah.
Other than the...
Also, I didn't give a shit about her.
No.
I didn't even know her name.
She's a Children of the Forest.
I see.
Child number 3.
And why was she important? And who gives a shit about the Children of the Forest? Fuck them. They're weird, ugly green people. And short. And they have dumb hair. Burn them alive.
Mm.
They look funny. That's what we should do. Just kill everybody that doesn't look like you kids. Oh god, no. Well,
Wow.
I mean, maybe the weird alien babies that use magic. You know, maybe get rid of those things because they go flying at you. You'll have to drown it with your wife.
Get the shovel! Get the shovel!
Is that from a movie or something?
Maybe,
I
probably.
feel like it was in a bad, like, D-list horror movie. Slamming the baby against the wall. That'd be incredible. Trying to stab it.
Demon baby.
That would be incredible. Yeah, better known. So what were you thinking about naming your kid? From your surrogate Pakistani mother. Or does she get to name it because she's such a supermodel?
It would be a surrogate Tunisian woman.
Tunisian,
Yeah.
right?
I would name him Hannibal.
Hannibal.
Yes.
Not like Grimaldus? Hell no.
Maybe a
Reclusiarch.
Belisarius, maybe.
Belisarius. I mean, come on. Let's keep it to like 3 syllables.
Hannibal, then. You can be Hannibal, people call him Han.
Yeah, they call him Han.
Yeah.
Hey, Hanny.
Hanny!
Yes, and you can limp-wristedly slap his
He has to be... Oh, I could just adopt a Tunisian boy.
Why Tunisian?
Because that's where Carthage was.
Yeah, I know, but, like, why don't you just get, like, a Native American mom and call him Hannibal?
Because we're going to get a Tunisian boy from Hannibal. I'll make sure he goes to West Point, and I'll make sure he's the best military commander ever.
Right? You just beat the shit out of him. Dad, I want to be an artist. No!
I'll tell him. I'll make him swear an oath to always hate Rome.
Right?
So ends up doing a terrorist bombing of Rome or something. Like, no! I didn't mean to destroy Rome! It's too late.
Yeah.
Why am I destroying your card?
I don't know, you're just fucking with one of my extremely rare camel pack.
Oh, extremely rare camel
Yeah.
cigarette card?
Yeah, dude, those were made in the 70s. They don't make those anymore.
You sure? I'm pretty sure you can get them.
No, dude, I had to kill a guy.
They still make camel cigarettes.
Yeah, but they don't make them in trading cards because you're not allowed to use propaganda for cigarettes anymore. It's illegal.
Propaganda.
Yeah, you're not allowed to like advertise them in the same way that you used to.
Amazing.
Oh, yeah. It's well,
Everybody now knows
they're
that
only in
they're bad for
magazines
you.
now.
Yeah,
Like Newport.
so everybody knows that they're actually horrible.
It's still BS.
What do you mean?
They can ban cigarette commercials on TV.
Yeah, dude, I mean, it's kind of weird, isn't it?
Every other freaking commercial is hard liquor or beer.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Well, it's one of those weird things. Is it okay to limit our own freedoms because it's better for the welfare of the health or of the people? So, you know, like, should we ban cigarettes, alcohol? And,
No,
like,
they shouldn't be banned.
Kardashians.
But I'm just talking it's a double standard.
it is.
That's all I'm saying. I don't think any substance should be banned.
Any.
No, cocaine should be legal. Heroin should be legal.
Right?
Just because it's illegal doesn't mean... Alright, just because you make it legal doesn't mean everybody's going to go do heroin all of a sudden.
No. I feel like more people would.
I don't think so. Probably less.
Right?
Because they wouldn't be thrown into jail. It wouldn't be some black market thing. People could get treatment. That's what they did in Portugal.
Yeah, no,
It's
that
work.
worked out. Just all substances illegal in Portugal.
Drugs, heroin's legal.
Wow.
Cocaine's legal.
But just society looks down on it, huh? Because it fucks with people.
I know that the use rates have gone down of all those things since it's been legal.
Huh.
You know, all the... And then there's like treatment centers and places where people can go and get needles, fresh needles,
Right.
to help stop the spread of HIV and stuff.
Mm.
You can actually go in the treatment centers. You go and get cocaine or get heroin to wean you off.
Huh.
It's a way you go
Right.
there and you lower the dosage progressively.
That's not
Because
bad.
you can't really cold turkey heroin. It's possible.
Cold turkey heroin. I just
I
found.
don't know through experience.
Dude, I just totally got the name of this episode. You can't cold turkey heroin.
You can't cold turkey heroin. No experience. I just know it to be true.
Right?
I actually tried to get cocaine once,
Uh-huh.
but my dealer wouldn't sell it to me.
Well, that's a good dealer.
I said, "No, man, you don't want to do that. You don't want to do
Right.
that." I kind of know.
No. Yeah, it's surprising how kind of good guys a lot of dealers are. Not to be, proponents of drugs and all that, but the guy in college that used to, I never bought anything from him, but he seemed like a pretty decent guy. Like, there was a guy who bought some weed, and then the dealer came running back to us. I mean, the guy. We were a couple of blocks down. I said, hey, wait a minute. They're like, what? He goes, oh, that was a scratch bag. I'm sorry. And they gave us the real stuff, but we could have walked away and had a real shit bag with all of the clippings and stuff. And he said, oh, no, here you go, all that stuff. Or like, I always had change, like actual change. Yeah.
Why would you have an actual change?
Because sometimes just pay doesn't change.
That's terrible. Yeah, Bill.
Well, you know, it's one of those things. He sold sodas too sometimes.
Sodas.
Yeah. He had a little cooler. It's like, you guys want something else? And you're like, yeah, actually, pretty for a walk. I'd like a Coke. He's like, you got it. $1. Awesome. Yeah, it's like a vending machine. It gives you marijuana and Coke. Yeah.
I haven't done anything crazy in a long time.
Well, that's the best, brother. You're getting
For the
old.
best?
You're getting old.
I'm getting old?
Yeah.
Oh, I could handle some stuff.
Couldn't even handle a 30-pound weight.
That's not a drug.
Yeah, it's close enough. Once you get up to the 200s, then we'll start pumping you full of drugs.
I don't want
Dude, we gotta get some of that human growth hormone going on.
Well, let's see.
Do you think we're just gonna start like implementing that shit into children's diets though? When we start like genetically modifying ourselves?
HGH?
Not HGH, just like anything, you know, like there's this really
Well, we already do.
well there's a really
I mean,
interesting
we're bigger than we used to be.
well, that's what I'm
Like,
saying.
look
There's
at,
an
like,
interesting
the
health article.
Revolutionary War houses, the doors are a lot
Yeah.
smaller. I think it's just because we just eat so much meat.
But there was a really good article I was reading about the benefits of having a second heart in the human body.
There's no room for it.
Well, there is.
Where?
It's, I mean,
Everything in here is filled. There's no space.
you can make space.
You can't make space.
You can. But no, there was this really interesting article I was reading
Why
about.
would you need 2 hearts?
Well, it was called Growing. It was called Growing the Perfect Man. It was like he was like 6'5" or something like that. He had 2 hearts.
6'5".
Yeah, he had 2 hearts. His lungs were bigger. His rib cage. There was the regular rib cage and then like a ceramic kind of like outer shell to it. So he could still move, but his torso didn't, like the organs and stuff didn't move around as much. And then his lower intestines looped not only in the front, but like in the back, kind of like up towards your spine to give it a natural cushioning and all this stuff. So they just really fucked with the human form.
I don't think this is the perfect man.
Well, you know, just
I think this is a freak.
well, they engineered him, buddy. You know, he's not your average human. But yeah, so that way, like if you ever had a heart attack, your second heart could take over, or like if you fell down.
Well, there's 2 brains then. You get shot in the head.
That's right.
You get another one. It's in storage.
No, that's an interesting article about whether or not we should be implementing different food pastes and things into our regulated diets. That way, we can start implementing
You're
different.
gonna have to start regulating diet.
Yeah, but have microorganisms and things in there that are meant to like super weaken you. Denser bones, larger brains, all that stuff.
It's weird.
What do you mean weird?
It's just weird.
Yeah.
I like normal humans.
Why?
Because they're natural.
Right? It's just like, how can we accelerate our evolution since it's decelerated now that we're so civilized?
Clones. That's not right.
Hmm?
Cloning?
No, I wouldn't clone myself. But I'd like genetically modify myself to have like, 2
What
hearts
if
in
you
the
could
next
do like
lung.
in, what is that movie called? 6 Days or something? I can't remember how it's
Right?
where you clone and put your consciousness into the clone.
Right. And the guy gets like, I hate dying. He's like, suck it up, William.
Yeah. Doesn't anybody stay dead anymore?
Yeah. Right.
I think that the intro is like football player like breaks his spine or something and it's the game and they whisk him away
And comes right back out.
he doesn't come back right out, but he comes out the next day or something.
Yeah.
He's fine. Nah, it wasn't anything serious. It's because he has like a $500 million contract or something, so they can't just let him die. Still, it's freaky.
I mean, I'd just be worried that it wouldn't be me anymore. I'd upload myself to the computer though.
Why?
That'd be cool. Imagine playing an MMORPG. Like,
it wouldn't be the same. It would be a lot of work if you were the computer.
What do you mean?
If you were the computer,
no, I
you
mean,
wouldn't be able to enjoy playing the game because you're running the game.
No, I wouldn't. Like, you know what I'm saying, though. Like, the computer runs itself, but you get to pick the simulations. That'd be fun.
It doesn't work that way, though, does it?
I don't know.
It doesn't work that way when a human gets put into a computer. I know.
I'm a scientist.
You could be like Dr. Brackman and Supreme Commander.
What?
Dr. Brackman.
That's a game that I still haven't played. I bought it just so I could play it with you. I haven't played it.
It's really hard to play online.
Yeah.
It's a very steep learning curve.
Yeah. Supreme Commander and Supreme Commander 2.
I think I played like 100 games online, and I'm just it's just a lot of time to get into the flow and know what you should do, and I'm still not that good. This rating system is from 0 to like the best players are like 2,300, and I'm at 1,000.
No.
So
That's like a StarCraft thing. Yeah.
StarCraft. I don't know. I hate StarCraft. It's too twitchy. It's like a Twitch RTS.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
It is a little weird, isn't it?
I never played StarCraft like StarCraft. The way you're supposed to play with the start off with the little base
SCVs,
and the
yeah.
SCVs and then move on to another end with another person you had to fight. Never did that. Couldn't do it.
Right.
I only played like the scenario battles that people would create, like they had Lord of the Rings, Helm's Deep, and they'd create the maps, you know, and like a zealot would be Aragorn, and a ghost would be Legolas, and a fire bat would be Gimli, and they don't have stats and names, and it worked pretty well. And usually, like the Zerg would be like the orcs, and the Protoss would be like the elves. You'd have
a few of them, but they're pretty powerful units.
Yeah, and but then there was like diplomacy, where it was like the world, and you could pick your country, and each one had different special units, and there was like World War I and World War II.
That sounds awesome.
And the D-Day one, and some of them were just really well done. Ugh, especially like the D-Day one.
I really hope those guys got good jobs.
Yeah.
I hope Blizzard was like, whoa, shit, these guys are really good. Yeah, let's get them on the team.
Okay. Fantastic.
Yeah.
At least that was the original StarCraft. Yeah. I have StarCraft 2, but never really played it.
It's okay. The mods aren't nearly as good. They seem to have fallen into the same kind of, same oldie kind of mods repeated over and over. It's very rare that you get one like the D-Day mod or something.
It wasn't really, in the original one, it wasn't really mods, it was
scenarios.
Just people using the map editor to
do cool shit.
Create your own things. And it's just insane what they could do.
Yeah.
I remember even playing like Resident Evil, Raccoon City was like a survival thing.
Mm-hmm.
It was just like 8 players, but you only had one guy.
Mm-hmm.
One like ghost or something. And you were like trying to defend the police headquarters, but then you had to go out and find supplies while all the zombies are coming, and they're coming waves. You had to last like 50 minutes to beat the thing. The closest I ever got was like 40 minutes in or something.
Oh, okay, that sounds incredibly fun, though.
It was fun. Hard, though. And it was, you get annoyed when you get some retarded person, and they die, and they'd be... Because usually the way it was like 8 people, so people would take streets and guard the streets, and it was their street to control, and if somebody had to come back to heal or something, and somebody would have to cover them and cover that street, and you get the retard who dies early on, and the street just opens, and then we had to shift everything, and you get pissed off.
Is the way with many team games, is it only takes one to run a team.
Yeah.
I've been playing. Do you play a lot of MOBAs?
MOBAs?
Yeah, like Heroes of the Storm and that kind of thing.
Oh. I actually played those in the original StarCraft. I played that had people who created things like that.
Yeah.
I played that a decent amount in StarCraft.
Why don't you try out Overwatch or Heroes of the Storm? They're quite fun. Heroes is free, Overwatch
well,
isn't.
actually, no, I deleted Heroes of the Storm on my computer.
What?
To save
Oh,
hard
so
disk
it's
space.
Yeah.
I had like 10 gigs left out of a terabyte.
Oh my god.
And I was trying to download Warhammer.
Ah.
So I just picked a whole bunch of shit and deleted like 100 gigs worth of stuff to make room.
Good idea. Good idea. Yeah. I've been pretty disappointed in Heroes recently. Seems like my teams have been really fucking dumb. That just ruins it for you.
Man.
Like one guy, like in the beginning of the match, would just say, "By the way, you know, I really hate playing this character. I just need to get him to level 5." And you're like, "Well, that's game." You know, all he does is sit in like the base the entire game. You're like, "Fuck me, this 30 minutes of my life just wasted."
Yeah.
Like, you get the guy who's playing a character that just came out that day. You know, you're like, "Oh, why are you doing this?" And like he doesn't know how any of its abilities or anything works. So he's just like spamming shit, and like he's throwing fire at the wall and machine gunning down the temple door. And fuck. The enemy's on the other side of the map, homie.
Yeah, I'm playing, I haven't played in a while. I should boot up again. World of Warships.
I like World of Warships.
So they have like premium ships that are like high tiers. And somebody new comes in, and they just spend a bunch of money and get like a tier 8 Tirpitz battleship. Never having played the game. I just don't know what the hell they're doing. And you get on the team, you're like, oh god. It's just, you're supposed to progress up so you know what you're doing by the time you get to the highest tier ships.
Right.
But no, they have the premiums and the people just buy them.
Well,
You like World of Warships?
that's pretty good.
Why haven't we played it?
Because I don't really like playing it, but I like watching it played. It's one of those games, you know?
Yeah,
Because when I play it, I feel like it's too slow.
yeah.
Like, I just want to get in there and start killing shit.
I kind of like it that it's slow though. But because it's a more relaxing experience.
Right.
It's relaxing, but on the edge, because the destroyer could pop up out of nowhere and kind of stuff. But I enjoy it. Supreme Commander is a game I like to watch and play.
Exactly. Yeah.
I just like a guy I subscribe to. He just casts the game.
Exactly.
He's just like a sports commentator.
Yeah, I like those.
And it's fun just watching. Especially with the pros, because they're just so good. I know I could never do anything like that.
Yeah.
And just how they're on point.
Yeah.
Little like people would sneak by shit all the time. And me, I wouldn't notice a transport going by on the radar.
Yeah.
But nope, they see it and they take fighters over there, shoot it down.
Yeah.
My problem is especially in some. It depends on the game, but like Total War games, I'm usually spending most of my time zoomed out.
Yeah.
So I never get to go in and look and watch the animations and appreciate the good graphic.
Yeah.
Because I'm just looking at ting, 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 move this way, do that. So it's just like. But then, Supreme Commander, I just want to get up close.
Well, it's weird when you watch, now Total War, I wish they get way more complex with it, but it is weird when you watch one of the guys that played Total War that, that's what his YouTube's all about and stuff, because they know how to do, all the crazy hotkeys and stuff, which just makes the game seem to run smoother. But in general, all you do is, click one unit and then right-click on the other unit. You know, you just need to know that unit's good against that unit, and that's how you win the battle. You know, it'd be cooler...
Against the computer.
Yeah.
Against humans, it's better.
It is a lot better, but still, your units generally
try flanking maneuver, stretch out the lines, try and pierce you with cavalry, blah blah blah. But yeah.
I think we're good, buddy. I think it was a good episode. Alright, everybody. Thanks again for watching. McCutcheon has been a great guest. Hopefully we'll be seeing more of him. Jake, if you watched this, I'm sorry. And we hope to see you soon. Alright? Alright. Goodbye, everybody. Click on the...